Hey, Swiss Gold Global independent business owners. Welcome to the network marketing training number 178 here on August 28th, 2015, and a wonderful, kind of chilly morning here in Lake Tahoe, Freedom Friday. For August, I got to tell you, this feels like September, mid to late September, it feels like. Temperatures aren't hot. And oh, you know what? I never put my thing up. Yeah, the temperatures aren't hot. The mornings are cold. The wind is blowing. The stuff's falling out of the trees. It feels like fall, not summer. I'm not quite sure what's going on around here, but they say we're supposed to have a big winter. I don't know if anybody of you are familiar with the West Coast, but California has been in a major drought for a few years now. We've gone through this before in the 80s. About 7 years, I think we had a serious drought. We're about calling this like 4 years now. I think this is a little worse off than before because last winter, my God, I'm serious. I think, well, I know I didn't pay a single dollar to my snowplow guy because he did not plow my driveway one time. That's how bad the winter was. There was literally no snow. So what we get, but they're calling for this Pineapple Express thing, not a Pineapple Express, but El Nino. And they're talking about El Nino meeting the blob, which I don't know what the frick the blob is, some new weather term out there. There's supposed to be some sort of water moisture flume or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but if El Nino meets the blob, oh my God. But you know what? The funny thing is, I don't see any pine cones in the trees. So if we have this big, massive winter, how are the squirrels going to eat? That's what I'm wondering. I have a feeling it's going to be a rainy winter, which will help some, but it's not going to be very beneficial for next summer's making it through the drought because obviously there won't be any snowpack to last through the summer. So I think it'll help some. It'll help maintain what we're at. But I think next summer is going to be another dry fire season summer. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. It's fall. It's Freedom Friday. I'm talking about whatever the heck I want around here. No, it's summer, but it feels like fall. So Swiss Gold Global. What is Swiss Gold Global? It is a movement. Swiss Gold Global, I would say, is more than just an opportunity, more than just a home-based business. It is a worldwide movement. Worldwide movement to bring to the average person. I was about to say American, but it's Swiss Gold Global is worldwide. So bring to the quote average person, the middle and lower class people. Really, I'm not sure that the lower class people. I mean, depends on. I mean, it can be anybody, but the middle and lower class people, especially, to bring to them education and opportunity that before only was available to the rich. So I mean, that's a powerful thing. And the problem is it's not an easy thing to break through the millenniums of mindset that have been being, ingrained into people's minds, mostly through what Napoleon Hill termed as social heredity. And my dad was calling a portion of social heredity the other day. He was calling it family, what was it? Shoot. Family traits or family traditions, family folk. I forget, something like that. But family traits, I think it was, but something that he got from what they called it in the service. And it really is, you know, where you come from, what you were born and raised in, and what you grew up around. And I don't just mean location wise, I'm talking about everything that you seen, heard, read, and experienced, within your lifetime, especially growing up as a child from the age of 0 to, like 15, because about 15 is kind of when we get rebellious and we sort of don't we sort of stop taking in information at that point in time. That's when our minds kind of wake up to the whole questioning of things, I think, is sometime in our mid-teens, early to mid-teens. So it's really mostly the ages of 0 through 10, but it can be expanded because different people. I know for myself, to be quite honest with you, for myself, it probably lasted within me until about till about 15 and a half, 16, and so everything that you grew up in and around, that you heard, that you've experienced through watching what your parents did, listening to what your parents said, being a part of, how your parents reacted to what was going on the news and in the economy and at their jobs and all of these things, all of that makes up who you are today. And that's what's so interesting. People laugh about going to psychologists and, talking about the inner child and, whatever, all of, going back to, your mommy and daddy issues and all of that sort of stuff. But, in reality, as adults, that is who we are. And, the psychologists, using that, area of your lifetime to go back to draw out of that, what makes you think and do what you are today, is absolutely 100% accurate, because what you draw from today does come from all of that. Those are the really, really deeply rooted, deeply entrenched beliefs that you have, that you don't even realize that you have. And that's what the interesting thing is you don't even realize that, you might think about something a certain way because of something that you heard when you were freaking 5 years old. That just does, I mean, you can't even remember what you did. You can't even remember what was going on at 5, but something that you heard or experienced when you were 5 years old affects how you think about and what you do today. That's crazy, isn't it? But it's so true. It is absolutely so true. Now, obviously, you've got a lifetime of education, through high school, through college, if you went to college, grad school, if you went to grad school, whatever, all of that stuff, from which you can also be drawing from. But like I said, the later on in your years that you go, the lesser, the more deeply rooted these things are, the farther back you go. And they've affected those deeply rooted thoughts and beliefs have affected even how the latter information that you've received has been processed and taken in, for you. So that really shapes even how you allow future information to change and or shape you. So yeah, we're going way back here. But anyway, I just want to get to the point of that. It's so difficult to break through that mindset in average people because, society has really brainwashed us. I mean, for lack of a better term, my wife always says that, I'm being brainwashed out there. Well, you know what? Yeah, everything is brainwashing. You can wash your own brain. And that's where I'm kind of getting to, is you can actually brainwash yourself into a success pattern from whatever patterns you're at right now, thinking differently, acting differently, doing things differently. You can brainwash yourself into whatever you want to be. But that's really what it's all about. I mean, we growing up were brainwashed a certain way. Now, it wasn't necessarily, you know, done under the quote, terms or not terms of, but under the title of brainwashing. It's not, because I mean, that's brainwashing isn't right. But it actually is. I mean, we were actually brainwashed by the environment that we grew up in, is what brainwashed us into becoming who we are. So getting through that, that's the difficult thing. And what we're really trying to express to people is that the education system, everything that we grew up with in the education system, only teaches us how to go out and get a good job. It only gives us the credentials that we need to go out and get a good job. It only gives us information that society says we have to, we have to absorb this much information, this certain specific information, in order to get that credential that can allow us to go get that good job. That's all education system does for us. What we try to profess here at Swiss School Global is that there's an element missing. There's a piece missing. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg, which came first, right? Well, does it really matter in today's world which one came first? I mean, each component is equally as important to the other, right? I mean, without the chicken, you ain't got eggs, and without eggs, you have no chickens. So each one, I mean, they go hand in hand. And what we're trying to present to people is that there's a whole nother side to having a good job that is just as important, that goes hand in hand with your getting to, the place that you want to be. And I'm going to start with the term retirement, even though I don't like that term, because to me, when you retire, you're dead. But, that's what society places on, that's what we're all working for, is for retirement. But conventional wisdom only teaches us one side of the retirement plan, and we're trying to bring to light the second side of the retirement plan, because the education system prepares us on how to go get the good job. It doesn't teach us about life or about money. So once we get out there and we have this good job, it's all up to us, all on our own. And what do we have to go back on? But what we know, what we grew up around, what's our beliefs when it comes to, life and money. And so we go out there and we start doing things, we want to do them different than our parents. We want to be better than our parents and all of that. But, we have no education. No one ever told us how to become financially free. No one ever told us, and be careful with financial freedom, that term there. I'm not talking about necessarily becoming a billionaire, okay? That doesn't have to be financial freedom for you. Financial freedom is really being able to live the lifestyle that you want at any level. Okay, so now if you really, really, really want to be a doctor, great, go to school, become a doctor, get a good job, make money. But now what do you do with that money? When was I taught what to do with that money? That's the problem. That's the part that's lacking. Okay, so you go out there, you get the good job, you're a doctor now, you're making all this money. What do? Well, you go out there and obviously, you get married, you have some kids, you buy a house, as you complete your internship, maybe you're getting married, maybe you're having a kid, maybe you're not, but whatever, but you're probably maybe buying a house. You're obviously probably buying some cars because you got to get to and from work, and then as you break out of your internship and you move up in the system, in the hospital or wherever it is that you're working at, and you're making more money, what do you generally do? You go out and you sell the old house and you go buy a bigger house, and then you go sell the old cars and you go buy newer cars. And that's what we know. That's what we grew up with, because that's what everybody does. We go out and we spend all of our money, and society has put upon us that buying houses and buying cars are investments. They're not investments, they're liabilities. And in fact, it's so funny because there's a commercial on TV right now, a Toyota commercial. And at the very end, the little girl is giving her daddy her piggy bank money because she wants the car in 10 years. But the lady says to the man, "You've invested wisely." Yeah. And the little girl says, "Thank you." They didn't invest anything. They just spent money. And they've spent money that they're going to be spending more money on over the next 10 years to pay off that car that is not even going to be worth what was in the piggy bank by the time the little girl gets it. If what you spend your money on isn't making you money, it's not investing. Okay, you just purchased liability. You just spent money. You did not invest anything. I don't care what it is. You want to call it a house, you want to call it whatever. It's not investing. All right. So what I'm getting at here is Swiss Gold Global is all about bringing to the common man an education about life, about the world, and most importantly, about money. How money works. What are we supposed to be doing with our money? Where, how can we do these things with our money? How can we go out and find these things? At what point in time did your life, growing up through all that school, going to all that school, did anybody tell you that the purpose of you going out there and getting a job is so that you can save money to invest in things that are going to create passive income for you? What is passive income? When did anybody ever tell you about passive income? Okay, whoever said, "Hey, forget about going and getting a job, go create passive income"? Whoever said that? That would be awesome. I wish somebody would have said that to me when I was a kid, because you know what? Especially when we're young, man, we have great entrepreneurial spirits when we're young. We have so many ideas and plans, and they just come to us. And the older you get, the less they come. They slow down. It's harder to get them. But not necessarily. But it's just that we're programmed to go get a job, but then we're not told what to do with the money that we make. It's up to us to figure it out. And the only thing that we have to fall back on to figure it out, what do we do with money? We're making money, we have a job, what do we do with it? Well, we go buy things. We go buy houses, we go buy cars, we go buy, fancy toys, and et cetera and so on. We upgrade our houses, we do all these things. We spend all this money. Oh, and then I thought, we're going to invest it. We're going to invest our money. We're going to put it into this thing over here that's going to help us build a nest egg. Okay, here's the problem. You don't live off your savings. Right now, today, are you living off your savings? No, you're living off of the money that's coming in from the job that you do, from the work that you perform. You have money coming in. You're living off the cash flow, off of the income, right? Why is that change when you get older? Why is then all of a sudden now you're supposed to be living off of a nest egg? Okay, you're supposed to be living off of your savings. You know what that creates for you? You have a lump of savings. Great, I put my money in here and it's going to help me double my money by the time I'm, if I put in $50,000, this will help me double it to $100,000. When I retire, I'll have $100,000. I could only have $50,000 before. Well, that's great. But now you got $100,000, you're retiring. You still got 20 some odd years of life left in front of you, maybe more, who knows? You've got $100,000. Or whatever that number is. Maybe you've got, $500,000. Whatever that number is, you have to divide that by the number of months that you might live. And now you're forced to play a game called what's going to last longer, me or my money. And that's not a good game to be playing, because What are you going to do? You live cheaply at first to try to save it for the end. Do you enjoy and not worry about when it runs out? I mean, what are you going to do here? Is it going to be me or my money that's going to last longer? So that's what Swiss Gold Global is all about, to bring the two pieces. And I got to unfortunately, I'm out of time, not really able to get into the second piece of creating cash flow. But that's what it's all about. Create cash flow. The reason you're working, the reason you're out there trying to get money is so that you can invest in things that are going to create cash flow for you, income for you, stuff that brings money into your bank account without you doing squat. That's what it's all about. And that's what we don't get taught. That's why the education system, that's where the education system is failing us. Great. Here, we taught you how to go get a good job. Good luck with life. Figure out how to spend your money or figure out what to do with your money on your own. We didn't get taught any of that stuff. That's what we're teaching at Swiss Gold Global. So anyway, with that, guys, it's Freedom Friday. Have a great Pinnacle, and we will see you back here on New Op Day, where we'll be discussing the 45-second presentation, the Own Your Life Plan. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, with which to create better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. All right.